Mr. Mario. I want about to tax evasion, the facts. The study identifies, highlights, and approaches the economic impact imposed by the tax evasion. It's overlooked as common matter, but the economic consequence of not the evasion can be deadly. The effect of tax havens have an amount of tax evasion is approached according to specific case of evasion are mentioned to further evaluate the effect of tax evasion on the United States economy. For this reason have a negative economic impact of tax evasion and this is being ignored. But what is tax evasion and what do people do it? In order for there to be an understanding of tax evasion and its damage caused to the government and intentionally make illegal decisions. But what is tax evasion? Is the non-paying of tax by means or not reporting all taxable income or by taking unallowed deduction. Remember, this is a criminal act of using illegal means to avoid paying tax that involve the misrepresentation of an individual or business when reporting to the Internal Revenue Service in order to reduce the amount of tax they want. Remember, any person who willfully attempts in any manner to evade or defeat any tax imposed by the title or the payment therefore shall, in addition to the other penalties provided below, shall be fined no more than $100,000 and $500,000 in this case of corporation, or imprisonment not more than 5 years, or both, together with the cost of prosecution. This means that intentionally attempting to evade paying tax is a felony criminal act, each count of which carries a heavy fine and prison sentence. In addition, the perpetrator is held responsible for paying the prosecutor cost of the criminal procedure. On the other hand, the tax evasion penalties is a person willful commits the act of tax evasion. He may face felony charges. These include imprisonment of to 5 years and fine as high $2,050, and the defendant may also be ordered to pay the cost of prosecution and this other amount. In effect, this penalty includes community service, probation, and restitution, depending on the circumstance of the case. But tax evasion penalties can be harsh, depending on the severity of the crime. However, the effect of the tax havens, the most common strategy people employ when evading taxation is shifting income in country whose tax policies provide for lower rate or even no income tax at all. This is a matter of avoidance, since it's a legal measure that can be taken by individuals and corporations. If an individual or corporation uses an offshore bank to hide a certain type of income from the government, then it crosses the line of evasion. Finally, I conclude telling tax evasion diminishes the earnings of the state. The consequences are the government could spend less, had to borrow more money, or hire more people to combat tax evasion. Remember, tax evasion is evade tax. This is illegal, but not immoral. No one should have a bad conscience doing that. Money spent by the government and its last is tax interest groups. Thank you, teacher.